Guys, it's Epic Underworlds, and this is video 3 of my attempt to chisel down and show you guys every PCG that I've ever made and every PCG my friends have ever made. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to be showing 2 games. One's super small, so I'm just going to count it in this video. This is my first one-page PCG I've ever made. I even made a little cover for it, and this is my most played PCG during the time that I made it. I think like 6 people played it, even Sketchy Penguin played it, so yeah, I'm excited to show you guys this. But first, this is Race to the Chest. This is a one-page adventure. Although it's a one-page PCG, it sure is jam-packed with excitement. So you start here, you're on a moving train. Most of my games during this time didn't really have much story. You just kind of all-out action, all-out combat, all-out gameplay. This is still when I used that system of dice and hearts. So I kind of want to bring back that system in some way, shape, or form because that was super fun. But yeah, you start here and you got to take out that cowboy and that droid dude who's on the cover right here. The art was kind of sloppy on this game, but it was still fun. Then you got to get across the cemetery. You got to get past. This is my first fat guy screen that I ever made, or sorry, character obstruction screen. Then there's a turtle. I think you had to hop onto him, and then you got to a chest. The reason I didn't make this just one video is because this game is super short. So now let's get into Bridge of Nadafar. This game is actually kind of big, and this is like the only game I've made on Nadafar, which is actually one of Gondo's moons. It kind of looks like this. It's a bunch of bridges against a giant void. This is like my most classic cover because I got my logo all spiky, got a cool colored penciled cover. You got to choose your character. You could either be Devin the Yak person. I don't know how I knew about this during the time, about yak people, probably from the wiki, or Carvac, which I still haven't wikied. It's an alternate version of Zuvak, which kind of looks the same. Then you got to choose one item, a metal pipe, sharp stick, or a slingshot. So yeah, there's also some things that say you may also use any PCG character from previously played PCGs, but these are some default ones that you can choose if you want. They even said, go to Epic World's PCG YouTube for a PCG Master's Guide to this adventure. I don't remember ever making, the only PCG guide I ever made was this. For Tribal War. It was basically like a video on how to run the game, even though you can just use a script. I kind of like that idea, but I don't think it's really that necessary. So this was the first puzzle. Doesn't make any sense to you probably just looking at it, but there's like some discs. This was all like luck-based. You had your, you were right there and you basically had to move one section, and if they rolled a 6 or if the PCG Master rolled a 6, you would take 1 HP. So, you know, it was kind of just an exciting puzzle to draw the character in. Then there's this screen. You basically have to solve a little puzzle to get open that door. When Sketchy Penguin played this, basically had to put PCG, and he thought this G was a 6, so it took him a long time to do that, but that was super fun. There's a little poster to Zuvak. I think that's my first poster cameo that I kind of started. I kind of started that tradition, like Zach did in his, but then I kind of started putting them all over my PCGs, like too many. Like I'll show you one game where there's like 20 posters on one screen. It was crazy. So yeah, Zach basically started that tradition, but I kind of obsessed around that. So this is the first Nadafar guard that we see, like of Nadafar's inhabitants. These are, I don't even know the lore behind this. I had like a lore 101 video about them probably, but it's kind of it's a supreme dictatorship, I think, on this planet or slash moon of Gondo, and they're kind of similar to the Hento. In fact, I even think they worked with the Hento, so yeah, the player has to get past them. I remember this screen being really fun because there's some cool NPCs that you could save. That was, I think, Timmy the border guard, maybe someone else. And then that's our first Babu bird, which my friend Soccer Studios ended up really liking. There were some really funny playthroughs we had with him in that. And then there was some 2 guards and they had some weapons. So the puzzle here was shoot your bow and get the Babu bird who would attack these guys, and you could save that guy. Then to fix this bridge, you just had to use the ruins from this old house to complete it. Then you get to this screen. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna be telling you what my players did on this screen. I'm just gonna say they somehow got over that giant wall. And there's like a little sewer grate, I think, so this was the obvious solution, to go under the sewer and up the other way, but they didn't do that. They just did something else. Then they were confronted by kind of a army of these Nadafarian guards on some Bapu birds, which were imported from Gondo, by the way. They are not native to this planet. And there's a giant bridge with a bunch of spiders. You had to take them out somehow. There's some boards over here. I don't remember that. Or actually, I think you had to use them to create a bridge to get these Mercado coins. Like, oh my goodness. Mercado coins actually made my games really engaging for players because I had this giant shop that they could visit in between games. Kind of liked the way I used to play PCGs. I think that they were super fun. Just that style of playing PCGs is only really good for in-person. You know, they're not really the best for online because you have to roll this dice and keep track of a bunch of stuff. But it was fun. Then there's this glider you got to use. This is a super basic puzzle. You just gotta use it and jump over to that side. But believe it or not, some of my players actually tried to make that jump without using the glider. And of course, they died and lost some heart tokens. Then there's some Nadafarian birds or vultures that attack you. There's some Mercado coins on a little blimp. I think you just had to like use your glider and just like step on them and get to the other side, something like that. And then you get to the sanctuary. Congratulations, you have made it to the Nadafar safe house. So this is kind of the peace place, which you had to get, like you had to use a glider to get here. So it's pretty well gated off. There's a friendly mole man. I think it was like, I don't know, just a random mole man dude. I don't even remember. But we never got a sequel to this game. But you do end up staying in this sanctuary and you are safe. So yeah, that was pretty much the finish of this game. You made it to safety and you can now rest. So that was Bridge of Nadafar and Race to the Chest. Let me know what you guys think about these games. Like, if you would ever want to play them, if you ever want me to remaster them. I probably will remaster all of my old games at one point. But yeah, this was super fun showing you guys this game, and I'll see you in the next one.